Hi everyone, Dustin here from lawatYourSide.com, and today I want to tell you how to report a work-related injury. So you're going along, you're working, you're doing your thing at your job, and then next thing you know, unfortunately something happens where maybe you're lifting something and you feel a pop in your low back, or something falls on top of you, or maybe you slip and fall on the floor at your place of employment. Something happens where unfortunately you've now suffered a work-related injury. So there's two general types of injuries in that moment. One is an emergency. So if you have something and it's an emergency, you're bleeding, you broke a bone or something where you need to go to the hospital, you need to take an ambulance right away, do that right away. First things first is take care of your health. Do that right away. Now, a lot of people, they get scared. Maybe they're gonna get caught with the hospital bill, or with if they have to take an ambulance, maybe they're gonna have to pay the ambulance bill. Don't worry about that at all. If you get injured at work, your work is required to pay for your medical treatment. So if the injury happens at work, they're gonna pay for your hospital bill. They have to pay for your ambulance bill as well. So don't compromise your health. Don't let money be a factor in that. They're required by the law to pay for your medical treatment. Now, if it's a non-emergency type situation, so what you want to do is report the injury to your employer. And that's someone of supervisor authority, your supervisor or your manager and or your HR department, someone in supervisor authority that, hey, you suffered an injury, that you hurt yourself at work. And you want to do that as soon as possible after the injury occurs. A lot of times people, maybe on a Friday afternoon, they're picking something up and they hurt themselves, and then they feel a little bit sore, but they'll say, oh, well, let me just give it a few days. I think I'll get better. And they go home, and then the next morning, they can't get out of bed, or their back hurts, or the legs hurt, or something like that. They can't move. But maybe now it's Saturday and your company is closed. Now you gotta wait Saturday, Sunday, and then on Monday you go back and you report the work injury, and what happens is, you're now reporting it 3 days after instead of the day that it occurred, and then you can get into some issues there. They may try to claim later on that you didn't actually get injured at work, you got injured at home doing something. So you want to report it right away, even if it's something minor. At least tell a supervisor or manager about something that happened, about the injury that may have happened at work. Also, what you want to do is, after you report the work injury, your employer is required to provide a claim form to you. It's a very specific form mandated by the Labor Code, by the Workers' Compensation Board, and they have to give that to you. You fill it out, or they'll fill it out for you, and then get a copy of it. And they have to do that within the first 24 hours after reporting a work injury. Now, if they don't do that, or you don't know what claim form that looks like, there's a link below this video. Just click on the link, and it'll take you to a copy of that claim form, print it out, take it into work, and fill it out and give it to your employer and let them know that you have sustained a work-related injury. What the employer is required to do after you sustain a work-related injury is they're required to give you medical treatment. So again, if it's an emergency, they have to send you to the hospital. They'll pay for the ambulance bill. If it's a non-emergency, then they have to set up a doctor's appointment for you within the first 24 hours. They have to set up the appointment, and the appointment has to occur within the first 72 hours after you sustain your work injury. So, and again, they will pay for your medical treatment. They're required to by the law. So, again, do that once you sustain the injury. Now, some situations occur where people get scared, perhaps. If they report a work injury, they may get fired. Don't worry about that either. If they fire you, they can get in a lot of trouble. That would be disability, discrimination. It's highly disfavored by the law in the United States, and they can get a lot of trouble and pay a lot of penalties and fines to you should that occur. Okay, so I hope that gives you general basics about how to report a work injury. Again, try to get something in writing. If your employer is kind of dismissing it or throwing off that you've been hurt at work, put something in writing. Write something down about what happened, when it happened, send them an email, get something in writing so they can't come back later on. I can't tell you how many clients we've had that they'll report a work injury, the employer kind of dismisses it or shoves it away, and then next thing you know, the client's been fired, and then it becomes he or she said, she said, versus whether a work injury really occurred or not. So those are some helpful tips for you, hopefully, in terms of if you suffered a work-related injury, and I know it's a trying time and a tough time in your life right now. So those are some helpful tips, hopefully, for you in moving forward. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video. If you want further assistance with your work-related injury, or you want to talk to a lawyer and get your questions answered, or you want us to represent you in your workers' compensation case, please feel free to give us a call, the number below, or click the link below and fill out a submission form. And we will do our best and work our hardest to ensure that we give you all the benefits that you are entitled to under the law, and we help you have a smooth, efficient case that runs through so you can get back to your healthiest that you can be and also receive all the benefits that you're entitled to. Thanks so much.